Yes, and we are here live once again at the Joseph Walker Williams Center, here celebrating the festivities for Juneteenth. And I am here, Jerry Williams, president of the Northwestern High School Alumni Association. And I'm sitting here with DPSCD's very own Terrence Wheeler.
Yes, sir.
How are you at this
Man,
time?
I am phenomenal. I am blessed to be alive, Jerry.
Yes, and I'm glad to be in that same lane with you because at least if you're alive, I know I'm alive.
There you go.
And I made it a little bit more time before I have to go.
Sir.
But yes, can you tell us your background with DPSCD at this time?
So I'm working for the district for 3 years. My position is executive director of political and community engagement. All things community, all things political, just making sure that we have ear to the ground, know what's going on in the community. Also, with that comes another small role of alumni relations, making sure that we're in touch with the alumni, know what's going on, what events, how can we support. Sometimes there's a bureaucracy in terms of just the red tape, getting the community use, things of that nature, trying to make things easier. But also, Jerry, one of the things that I'm passionate about, man, is really alleviating the non-academic barriers to education for our young people. We're talking about coats, we're talking about belts, we're talking about shoes, we're talking about clothing, food, things that are necessary for you to survive, yet sometimes our children don't have those things, yet they still come to school. And I tell our educators that if a kid comes to school, they've done their job. Their success is predicated on adult participation. Whatever you do, how do you help that kid cross the finish line? And so now we're just making sure that you're leaving most of the barriers of kids coming to school. You're talking about absenteeism down. You're talking about enrollment up. Graduation rates are higher, almost 84%. 1% is from the state average. When you're talking about just trending in the right direction. Jerry, last year we had a total of $279 million in scholarships. $279 million across DPS for 2025, 26 school year. I can only imagine where it's going to be at next year. So these are things that are happening in our district. When you're talking about our kids deserve the same level of educational experience as a Southfield, as a Birmingham, as a Bloomfield. We have got to make sure that we do the things we need to do as adults. That includes voting. That includes things that's on the ballot, proposal S, back on the ballot for our millets. This is why those school districts look the way they look. They look like a junior college, almost a 4-year institution when you go to Birmingham Grove, because the millage is getting passed. These are some of the things that we have to do as Detroiters, as people that are committed to our young people, the same type of activity, same type of unapologetic commitment to young people.
Yes, and from what I'm hearing, it's almost as if you're calling on the community to understand that we have to mind our business, take care of our business, so in turn, the business takes care of us. And the empowering words that you just stated, for example, part of that 279, what 279 million?
279 million.
I learned that this year, Northwestern High School graduated seniors with a cumulative total of $7.1 million in scholarships.
Yes.
So you can't tell me that these students are not doing their part.
Yes.
As you say, their job, coming to school, being educated, and taking advantage of the opportunities, the resources out there to further their career as they go on to college and even skilled trades, which is something I am a big proponent of.
Absolutely, likewise. And to piggyback on what you just said, it's not your Cass Renaissance by themselves. It's the other neighborhood schools, Northwestern, the Central, the Pershing, the Western. All these schools, all these high school, and these teachers are doing a phenomenal job. These building leaders, wrapping their arms around young people, giving them every opportunity. When a kid leaves us, that kid should be college or career ready. To your point, skilled trades, we have got to get back to VOTEC. Back when I was in high school, kids were going to VOTEC, going to go lightly, picking up the CTE or picking up small engines, a wood shop. These folks are ready to go into the workforce. Everybody doesn't have to go to Michigan State. That does not define success. Success in the simplest form is I set a goal and I accomplished it. So at the end of the day, what these kids, we have got to make school appealing. You've got to make school fun, but you also got to have a loving, caring environment, ethical care, and wraparound services. These kids are facing challenges I didn't face, brother, when I was in school. I didn't have social media. So no one can really take away my self-esteem and say that we wasn't living a good life because I didn't have no Balenciagas on, or no, I wasn't riding in a private jet. I had love. And I had teachers and administrators that loved us at Southwestern High School. When you walk in that school, they high-fiving you. Somebody's giving you a progress report to say, hey, Let me see your grades. It means they care about you.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to this, man. I'll say this. I believe connection before correction. You've got to connect with young people. If I speak to Jerry every day, that's 5 days a week, times 4 weeks, that's 20 contacts I made with Jerry. Over 10 months, that's 200 contacts. Man, me and Jerry know each other. Jerry knows whether he can trust me or he can't trust me. Jerry will run through a wall for you if you show up and show out for young people.
Yes, and I agree. And I love that adage of connection before correction.
Yes, sir.
Because they have to know it for it to be effective and long lasting. You have to be able to dial in and tap in. And if you fail to do that, it's just going to be another situation where you're going to be met with aggression, resistance, and difficulty in trying to reach. So the one thing that in your role that you have, as you are here today, how do you feel this Juneteenth celebration is impacting the community and how it in turns allows you to do your job to reach people about what DPSCD is doing this time around?
This has been a phenomenal morning, a phenomenal day. Man, I'm thankful every day. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful that every day God's waking me up. Every time I get up from my nap, I'm thankful. But to be a part of what Alexandria and her team put together today, start at Tabernacle and get on the float, and you just see people on the boulevard. Man, I grew up on McGraw and went to Boulevard. I stayed over there for like 6 years, played at Ames Park on Vinewood. And
It's your territory.
It's my territory. So I know this area. And to see the people outside on the boulevard, man, first of all, when I was riding down the boulevard, man, I thought about them big old houses. I said, man, it's still good stock over here, man. But the people, the music playing, people was out there yelling and screaming and just waving. You saw a shift in energy, a shift. People just want to hope. People just want to know that tomorrow's going to be a better day. And to have the mayor come out, she was on the floor with us, she's waving, she got out, went to the projects and started hugging people. People just want to feel like somebody cares. And that's what I felt today. I felt the energy of care. That, you know what, we're getting back to loving one another, man. Not hating each other, but loving one another. Saying, just speak to people, man. How you doing today, man? Good to see you, man. Somebody didn't get up this morning, brother.
That's true.
Many have eyes that cannot see, lips that can't talk, and legs that can't walk. You are blessed. Every time you get up, people talk about, man, I hate get up in the middle of the night, man. Every time I wake up, Jerry, I'm beat to death, bro. Every time I get up, I defeated death, bro. Every time. Nap, sleep, I don't care what it is. I'm defeated death. I'm happy to be here. I'm going to do my part, man. I'm going to leave this earth on empty. Powerless kids need powerful friends, Jerry. You don't have to have a lot of money, but you have access. You have resources. You see, what poverty does, it limits access to people that can help you. So we got a lot of people walking around here don't have what they need. We can meet their basic needs: water, food, and shelter. Now, I'm tired of seeing our veterans homeless. Homeless and veterans never even go together. You should have whatever you need. You didn't fought wars, man. You would never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, our kids are in a war every day, just trying to get to one loving, caring adult. One person. So if you love me past my pain, you build a relationship with me, I will run through that wall for you, despite the grievances I have at home. Because I have that adult who cares for me, supposed to be accountable, who sometimes I may need a meal, sometimes I need some clothes washed, whatever those things are, those small things. Show up for that kid, man. I guarantee you that kid gonna show up and return it 100-fold. You got kids out here who are navigating tough situations, but yet coming to school every day. When I get into this edifice of education, now I just need somebody to show me, Jerry, how you get there? How you become a mechanic? How you become a car dealer? How you become an insurance salesman? How you get there? Because all they're seeing is what's on TV. They don't see those jobs on TV. They see the athlete, they see the entertainer. You got to get past that scheming and scamming, bro. You ain't got to scheme and scam. Nobody's here. Intellect. Be highly intellectual. You get any way you want to get in this world.
Yes, and I can definitely agree with that. And that is one of the interviews I just had with Daryl Clemens, the CEO of Capital Funding. And that's precisely what he had: the intellect, the can-do attitude. When he was told no, he said, yes, I will. And he said, no, you can't. He said, I can. And he actually made himself a self-starter, pretty much in this season, as I see it, positive manifestation. For instance, the movie Michael just came out, set records, and #1 grossing biopic of all time. Yeah. Not shocked nor surprised by it. It's Michael Jackson. But the entire movie created a firestorm of just seeing younger people embrace him as if he was still alive, and just a lot of positive energy coming behind it. And I said the biggest thing I got from that, as you spoke on, is the manifestation he did for himself. He spoke into existence what he wanted for himself. And when you have programs and people like you, with the PSCD, reaching out, communicating, connecting with the student, those are elements of them being able to build and know that they have a solid foundation, even if they're coming from a broken background, home, whatever, with maybe no lights, no electric, no heat, no water, clothes. Things are compromised, but yet when they come to school, they see that there's a connection within an adult, maybe a multitude of them, but they see that there's a love connection there, and they're able to go from there and still stay the course, keep showing up, be positive, and excel because they know that there's some background, or there's some force there that built that foundation to be able to have that intellect as you see going on.
And most of the times, I'm telling them my story. That if I can do it, if I can go from a functional dope house to walk in the halls of the White House to introducing the 44th president of the United States, so can you. Right. My mother was on drugs. My father was absent. I spent 4 hours my entire life with my father, and 3 was at his funeral. My mother had drug issues her entire life. My entire life. But so it's not the conditions, it's the decision making that determines your destiny. Because of her drug usage, I'm able to be double degree. I'm able to be able to study at Harvard because I learned about these early on mistakes. I learned how to have the drive in me refuses. You got to literally kill me for me to quit, man. I'm not quitting on me. Sometimes you got to bet on yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to encourage yourself. It's you. The effort is between you and you. My competition is not this other brother. It's me. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be successful? How bad are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to work for it? Because, Jerry, the only time success coming for work, brothers in the dictionary, that's coming for a W. You got to put that work in yourself, man. I was just telling a brother earlier, elevation requires refinement. So I can go from the dope house to the White House, but I cannot go back to the block and drink a 40 smoking a blunt. It requires refinement. I got to be able to refine and reflect myself so now that young brother can see himself being me. How you get here, man? We cannot get our degrees and all move away. We got to stick and stay and say, you know what, man? I believe in you because nobody in this world, brother, is successful by themselves. Somebody has to nurture and support your greatness. Somebody mentioned my name in the room I had to enter. Somebody prayed for me. Somebody gave me $2 or gave me a couple dollars to get home. I'm going to tell you a story. Lived on the Boulevard of McGraw. I rode my bike to Tabernacle. It was where Tabernacle is right now.
Right. Okay.
The football field. My mother spent her last $20 and bought a swim bike from a guy named Peanut. Weather was good. She said, don't take that bike out. Jerry, she left the house, bro. I took that bike out. I'm at the football game, the spring game. I'm like, I got to get out of here. 4 dudes walk up. I'm 12. Then they was good 20 years old. Dude say, young fella, what time is it? I'm like, man, I got no watch on. He says, time to check that bike in. Bruh, I laid the bike down. I started crying. I said, my mother gonna kill me. So I'm walking back home. And, I'm over the overpass now. I'm about to hit Tireman. A lady pulls up, her and her husband in a 4-door tan sedan. She says, baby, what's wrong? I said, man, 4 boys just stole my bike. She said, get in. Now, Jerry, at this moment, bro, I got to make a decision. Stranger danger or my mama? I'm going to go with stranger danger. Got in the car with this lady and her husband. Rolled down every street. We coming down Ferry Park. Dude coming down the street with the bike. Lady jumped out, cussed him out, get my kid back his MF bike. Dude laid the bike down, man. I got on the bike. They followed me home. My mama never knew the story, bro.
Oh, look at that. As they say, look at God.
Look at God, bro. Listen, that lady would have killed me, bro. There's no doubt about it, bro.
They sent you up to glory early.
Early, bro. Listen, I didn't listen to her, and she spent her last. I didn't do that, bro. She would have killed me, man. Oh, I wish I could find this lady. I've been looking for this lady for years. I wish I could find her, man.
Yeah, hopefully she's listening to this and she's like, hey, that's that boy.
Man, yes. God's good, man.
Yes, he is. And I'm glad that you are vulnerable, too, because you said that you would tell your story.
Oh, yeah.
Often for them to understand, like, hey, this just what you didn't come from it just happened.
Yeah.
It takes work to get here.
It takes work, man. And I say this, Jerry, to your point, being vulnerable. When I moved back home in 2000, I started to get invited for career day, different schools. I'm over at Palmer Park Academy. And one young person said, how did you know you was going to do what you're doing? I said, my grandmother prophesied over this. My grandmother told me, she said, you're going to do something great with people. I had no idea what she was talking about, man. I just believe my grandma and I love her to death. People speaking into your life. People wanting to see great things happen. But to your point about vulnerability, man, men would rather suffer than be vulnerable. I am fortunate to be at this space at a time in my life where I don't have a problem being emotional. I don't have a problem telling you that my feelings are hurt about something. I don't have a problem being vulnerable and talking about my history. Because we are not, as black men, I'll say this to all the listeners, mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to seek help. It is your responsibility to find safe spaces, find environments that you can release. Jerry, we're not walking around with bags, brother. We're walking around with cargo.
Hey,
Hypertension, high blood pressure, marital issues, whatever's going on. You got to unpack that, brother, day by day, so you can be the best version of yourself.
yes, better tomorrow than your yesterdays. And I'm glad you mentioned hypertension because that is a silent killer.
Oh, yeah.
And not many people understand that. And health, mental health, like you say, it is something that we need to make sure that we're taking responsibility for to ensure that we're doing the best that we can for ourselves, so that we would be better for other people. But at this point in time, though, when it comes to what we had to hear today, the Juneteenth celebration, what words can you give to people that encompass what Juneteenth means to you?
Freedom, man. Free of thought. Free opportunities exist. Man, go get it. There's no need to you to hold back and say, I can't do something. Yes, you can. And yes, you will. Put the effort. Effort is between you and you. I heard freedom. I saying young people reciting poems and just being great dancers, great energy. You're responsible for you, man. You're only happy. You're responsible for you and your ultimate happiness. That dash has to represent what have you done on God's green earth?
Powerful statements here, people. And I just want to thank Terrence Wheeler here of DPSCD for joining us here today on the Northwestern High School podcast. And I do want to give a shout out to the Northwestern High School Alumni Association and its board of directors, because this very podcast that we are here speaking on today, this was donated on behalf of students from the Alumni Associations to the students of Northwestern. That is, we were able to get our board to see the need, and thank you to Master Sergeant Walker for his contributions and conversations and ensuring that we were able to provide and give back. Because one thing as adults, we're not going to cease reaching back and engaging those who are here now, because they are, as I say, the future leaders of the free world.
Love it.
Freedom. All righty.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
You're welcome. Be well.